Yeah, anicca is a fact of life. It is one of the three characteristics of existence taught by the Buddha: anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self. A lot of people use anicca as an excuse not to put in more effort or to shun away from right effort, and this is not a proper understanding of anicca. For example, when they fail in their efforts in studies, and they say, oh, this is anicca. Yeah? When they didn't do well in interviews or jobs, they say, oh, this is anicca. But when they say that anicca, it is true that that thing is subject to change. There is no certainty. But what do we do to improve the situation? The Buddha taught us about right effort. We need to put in effort in order to understand our situation and to overcome challenges, to make good our situations in life. So we cannot use anicca as an excuse not to apply right effort in life. Yeah. If we have not done well in our exams or in our studies, yes, that is uncertainty. But if we didn't put in effort to revise, to do the homework, to do the assignments, then it is quite certain also that we will not do well in our studies. So we cannot use uncertainty in a certain situation. If we don't do well in our studies, it is due to not having revision, not having done our assignments and homework properly. So in order to really understand anicca, it is not at an intellectual level. It is not where we apply it simply by saying that, oh, this is anicca when we fail. But we have to come from bhavana maya jnana. It is at a deeper level where we realize anicca. Despite all our best efforts, sometimes things are impermanent. They still do not turn out the way we want them to turn out. This is the real understanding of anicca. It is at a different level, at a deeper level. Yeah, so anicca shouldn't give us an excuse not to put in the right effort and to give up too easily. Many people are already entrenched in their views, that if you give dana to a very senior monk, your merits will be greater than if you give dana to a younger monk, or even give dana to a lay person or a lay organization. The fact is, what the Buddha said, the value of the dana can be purified from these two aspects of the giver as well as the recipient. On the recipient side, if the recipient has good sila, a good morality, good practice of mental discipline, good quality of samadhi, and wise, then whatever gifts that is given to such a person will have a higher value in total. A person who is more senior or older may not have developed such values. The Buddha also warned that we should not look down upon young monks. We should not look down upon a small snake. We should not look down upon a young prince. We should not look down upon a small fire, because all these things has their own greatness. So this is a misconception that people may have, and through sharing and discussing with them, slowly people can understand. Yeah, the dana, the value of our giving in total, can also be enhanced by the qualities of the giver. If the giver gives without expectation, if the giver gives with generosity and compassion, if the giver gives with right views, then the quality of that dana will be enhanced. If the giver is a person with morality, if the giver is a meditator who has cultivated his or her mind, if the giver has wisdom, then the gift also will have enhanced quality. So it's not just on the value of the recipient, but also on the value of the giver that can enhance the total nobility, the quality of the whole process of giving dana. Many people also think that dana should be given to build temples, but the Buddha didn't just state that as a fact. Many people did give aramas, many people did give land or build kutis for the monks, but the Buddha didn't state that this is the highest or the best gift. It depends on the situation. When we don't have facilities, building temples are very important, because that becomes a place where the community comes to appreciate Dharma, to learn Dharma, and to practice Dharma. But when we already have the facilities, then instead of just building the temple, it is perhaps better to build the people. And in order to build people, it is important for the community to support education. And when we support education, that is the time where Dhamma can be properly propagated, educated, it can be properly transmitted. Students can gain an understanding and appreciation of the Dhamma, and this is how the Dhamma can be preserved from generation to generation. If we just have a lot of facilities but we don't have proper education, if we don't give dana to education, then that facilities will eventually just remain as temples or monuments. Where Dhamma is concerned, there is hardly any possibility of preserving it or transmitting it to the next generation. So besides giving dana to support facilities, we also have to give dana to support education. And this is the way Dhamma can benefit a lot more people in future generations to come. How can inspiration lead to transformation? Well, sometimes when we listen to Dhamma talks, or when we read a passage from a sutta or sermon, or when we read a very interesting passage from a book, we feel very inspired. At that moment, we feel that, wow, this Dhamma is so good. I want to realize the same Dhamma. I want to realize this peace. I want to realize this wisdom. I want to enjoy this bliss, this joy. But it doesn't lead to transformation if that inspiring moment we let it pass without putting it into action. Whenever we feel inspired, it is very important that that moment itself we make a decision and we take action. We have the determination to put that into practice and not let that moment of inspiration go to waste. If the inspiration moment comes and then we just feel happy and joyful, but it doesn't stay there. After some time, it fades away. And after it fades away, we are back to the mundane state of mind. And that mundane state of mind also may not lead us to much transformation. So whenever we feel inspired, make a decision, take action, and maintain it with discipline and determination, so that inspiration can lead us to transformation. When we learn Dhamma, there is a lot of knowledge we can gain. When we read books or listen to Dhamma talks or watch a talk on YouTube, we gain a lot of knowledge. But all this knowledge is frankly not very useful if we don't put it into practice. When this knowledge is not put into practice, they are academic knowledge. We can discuss academically with other people. We can debate with them. Some people even argue over points of Dhamma. But that is not the purpose of Dhamma. In that way, Dhamma, the knowledge, causes one to have more tension, causes one to have more unhappiness because of the attachment to views. The objective of Dhamma and the real value of Dhamma is to release us from suffering, from reducing all these causes of suffering, which is our unwholesome defilements. So Dhamma knowledge is of little use if we don't practice it. Dhamma knowledge, whatever we know, must be put into practice. And this is the way that leads to realization. Knowledge is different from realization. Knowledge in Pali we call jnana. Jnana is what we know about facts, about figures, but realization is what we have internalized. That realization is knowledge from internalization. It is understanding. It is not what we know, but it is what we understand. And in life, we need right understanding. To be free from suffering, right understanding is the key. So once we develop that right understanding with realization, we have gone beyond knowledge. We become a person who is wise. So from jnana, knowledge, we now have panya, which is called wisdom.